Hi there, folks, and welcome to the What Solutions for this week's the Daily Rigour issue number 109. So, this week the NHS celebrated its 70th birthday, and what a wonderful service it is. Something that I'm sure we've all benefited from at some point in our life so far. So, it's now at the point where it deals with 1.2 million patients every 36 hours. Too good a statistic not to go into the Daily Rigour this week. So, how many patients does the NHS deal with every week? Well, first things first, I think we'll write that 1.2 million out as an ordinary number, so 1,200,000. And before we can work out a week, we need to work out a day. So there's 24 hours in a day, so this is like 24 plus another 12 hours. In other words, 36 hours is 1.5 days. So if we divide by 1.5, that's the number of patients it deals with per day. And then for a week, that's of course 7 days. We multiply by 7, and this gives us an answer of 5,600,000 patients. So on to the sports story. So LeBron James is now the highest paid basketball player ever, and he earns $154 million. So in his new contract. So if we write this out fully, it's 154 and 6 zeros. Now that's for 4 years. So before we can even think about second, we need to work out per year. So we're going to divide by 4. So that's for 1 year, and then to get 1 day, we can divide by 365. And then to get 1 hour, we can divide by 24. And then to get 1 minute, we can divide by 60. And then to get 1 second, we can divide by 60, using all the relationships between years, days, hours, and minutes, etc. So if we put all that into a calculator, just in the winner, and we find out that LeBron James earns £1.22 every second. Incredible statistic. So on to our education story, talking about all the terrible gifts that teachers can get at the end of term, but then this was last year, and this wonderfully creative gift. So the parents spend an average of £9.82 in end of term gifts, so we want to find out if this cost above or below the average. So what we need to do is we need to obviously add up the cost of all the chocolate bars. So in this first paragraph here, that's them all there, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 things at 60 pence, and then we've got that 99 pence at the end. So all that comes to £9.02, which means that we can say that the students spent below the average, since the £9.02 is less than £9.82. So you can actually save yourself money by creating a wonderfully personal present. Okay, so on to our final story. We've got these in Sweden. Apparently they've been there since 1984, but this recycling vending machine where you can return your plastic drink bottles. So what proportion of household waste recycled in Sweden is a decimal? So 90% of household waste is recycled in Sweden, and to change a percentage into a decimal, we divide by 100, so that's 0.9. So compare that to just 44% in Scotland. So we have to make this a fraction. So to make a percentage a fraction, put the percentage over 100. But of course fractions can always be simplified, and we can divide top and bottom here by 4. So 44 divided by 4 is 11, and 100 divided by 4 is 25. So the answer we were looking for there was 11 over 25. So that's your Daily Rigour news stories for this week. Hope you found that useful, guys, and you enjoyed answering the questions. Stay tuned for next week's edition, when we're going to be looking at more stories from the news of the week and the numbers behind them. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and bye for now.